Imagine being in a high-stakes world where a single phone call could make or break your fortune. This was my life as a young stockbroker. I was lured by the promise of easy money, abandoning my accounting degree for the fast-paced world of stock sales. My first job was in a small boiler room operation in New Jersey, where brokers stood dialing phones, pretending to have prior conversations with strangers. We were taught to fabricate stories about past stock picks, convincing potential investors they missed out on huge gains. Soon, the allure of Manhattan called, and our operation moved to the city, making us feel like pros despite the unchanged reality. But the dream shattered when the SEC seized our records, revealing our firm was a front for a New York crime family. I was devastated, realizing the investors lost almost all their money because we were the only real market for the stocks we sold. Over the years, I worked for various brokerage firms, big and small, but the high-pressure, deceitful environment remained the same. For 7 years, I lived recklessly, never questioning why I was making so much money until a life-changing night in 1995. In a New York City after-hour club, I felt an invisible force stopping me from partaking in what I now see as pure evil. At that moment, I experienced an illumination of conscience, realizing all my sins and feeling compelled to confess them immediately. This force of grace made me feel a heightened sense of purity, and I knew I was being called to a higher purpose. The next morning, I saw someone with ashes on their forehead, realizing it was Ash Wednesday and that it was God who was calling me. I rallied a dozen stockbrokers to attend Mass with me, marking my first return to church in over a decade. After Mass, I made a heartfelt confession, vowing never to sell another stock again and resigning from my job. The priest introduced me to Saint Faustina and the Divine Mercy devotion, guiding me on a new spiritual path. My father, an agnostic, noticed the change in me and joined me for Palm Sunday Mass and Divine Mercy Sunday. He made his first confession in decades, coming out of the confessional in tears, deeply moved by God's mercy. Later that year, my father passed away suddenly, but I believe he was saved by God's mercy for his love and support. My fast living years led to bankruptcy, but I found a new calling as a Catholic high school math teacher, sharing God's grace. Now, I am married with a son and 2 daughters, attending daily Mass, and spreading devotion to Jesus' divine mercy and the Eucharist. I will always remember, God's mercy is boundless. Amen.